Hey everybody, it's Will Fulgarin, and I want to welcome you to this AP US History Study session. I'm excited to have you guys here today. Today we are going to make sure that you have everything that you need to be ready for the AP exam, which is exactly 1 week away. And before I start, can you guys hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up on the chat if you guys can hear me? Emily, hello. Silas, hello. Hi, Allison. How are you doing? And tell me where you guys are from. Where are you guys joining me from today? What state and city? Silas, welcome. And there's a couple questions in the polls if you guys can answer. Is this your first stream? How many APs have you taken? How prepared do you feel? And what score you're shooting for? Hopefully nobody's going to put a 2 there. But you're shooting for a passing score. That's why you're here with me tonight on Fiveable. All right. Hey, Allison, welcome. I was from LA, California as well. Awesome. All right. If you guys can tell me where you're from, we are going to have an awesome study session today. And I know that if you take this, if you use this time well, you're going to come out kind of refreshed. And the idea is that we're going to be reviewing together. Awesome, Anna, Minnesota. Welcome. Dallas, California. All right, we got a lot of California people here today. Awesome. So, guys, as you know, Fiveable is free. These are all Kayla, awesome, California. No, the test is not tomorrow. No, Sam, don't worry. You still got a week. So, as you guys know, all the Fiveable streams are free for you guys. The AP US History streams are every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And so tonight, this is our stream here for AP US History. So if you aren't following Fiveable on social media, you should. They actually have a TikTok now, which I didn't know that. I learned that today. But they have a Twitter. Which is my favorite, actually, social media, and Instagram and YouTube. So if you're not following Think Fiveable, follow them, guys. All right, it's a great way to get updates. Right now, they have the Fiveable Olympics going on. Is anybody participating in the Fiveable Olympics? Anybody in the stream? Yes. All right, Jasmine. All right, Tammy. Awesome job, guys. So this stream gets you points for the Fiveable Olympics. Team Potato. All right. Good job, guys. All right, Team Potato is being represented. So awesome. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. So let's look at this before we start. 10 people. This is not your said that this is not their first stream. And how many AP exams have you taken? We have students in this stream that are taking 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wow, guys. That is impressive. To you guys that are taking 5, you guys are the real MVP taking 4. Even if you're taking 2, Sam, 6. All right, Sam. Well, good luck. All right, you're gonna rock this. This year's format is gonna be unlike anything that we've seen in the last couple years from the AP College Board. And so today I want to talk about specifically the AP US History exam. We're going to look at the rubric, and then we're going to do a little activity called Concept Attainment. It's a little kind of an interactive game where we can participate and we can participate and we're just going to study together and ask questions together. And then at the end, we have a question and answer session. So Sam says, I'm so stressed. I took this course over the summer and I don't remember much. Sam, actually, don't worry. One of the things that happens is that your brain actually remembers more than you think. And one of the things that I've seen, especially from my students, I've been teaching AP US History for 6 years. I was an AP reader for 3 years. I've been working for Fiveable this year. And I've seen a lot of students, and I'm going to tell you, one of the main things to passing the exam is being calm. I've seen students that I'm like, okay, hey, this student's going to get a 4 or a 5 on this exam, and they get so nervous, they psych themselves out so much. They don't sleep. They don't, they don't stop studying. They fall apart. And then they end up not passing the exam. So to be honest, the best thing that you can do right now, Sam, and other students that might be feeling a lot of stress, and I know you guys are taking 6 and so many other APs, is to be calm. You've done the work, and now it's just time to review a little bit and prepare. The hard work is done. And really right now, the best thing that you can do for yourself is, I'm going to put it here, stay calm. And I know that sounds oversimplified, but it's the best thing you can do for yourself, because stress is putting yourself in a stressful situation or neglecting sleep is not going to help you. So I want to start off with the AP US History exam. It's on the 15th, so it's next Friday. Fiveable is going to have a stream next Thursday as a review. So if you want to come in here and join and study, and then make sure you get a good night's sleep. The exam is going to be different this year because of the situation with the coronavirus. This year is not going to be a full-length exam. It's going to be 45 minutes. Students will, your teachers will receive your responses in 2 weeks, which is unheard of, which means you should be getting your scores pretty quickly. And the reason for that is because the exam is one document-based question. Now, the good news is, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. And guys, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I want to interact with you guys. And maybe if somebody wants to, a brave person wants to come on the stream and co-host with me, that would be awesome. Let me know if anybody wants to co-host. So the online exam, the exam is going to be obviously at home. The College Board is going to accept the exam. So that means students will get college credit for this exam when they earn a score of 3, 4, or 5. Students will be able to use their books and their notes, but don't count on that. I've seen a lot of students kind of think, well, hey, it's open book, open note. I'm just going to relax. Don't do that, because come test time, you're only going to have 45 minutes. And that sounds like a lot, but it's not. And one thing that you can do right now that you can really help yourself out is time yourself. Do some prompts, practice. Fiveable's got a lot of prompts on there for you guys to practice. One of the biggest issues that I foresee this year is students plagiarizing. And so they might think like, oh, I'm just going to put this really quick quote in there, or they might get information from the internet, things that they haven't had access to before. And I think plagiarism is going to be a big issue. So be sure to just do your best work, do your essay, and use a timer. Now, hey, does anybody know, based on this sign, who this man is? Let's see how well prepared you guys are. Even though this part is not going to be covered in the exam, does anybody know who this is? The Warhawks? Okay, I can see why you think that. It's a little bit later than that. All right, Merida, you got it, Merida. It's Cesar Chavez. And the way you can know is because he has this flag from the Union, from the Great Farmers Union that he helped form. So awesome job. So the exam is going to be one question. It's going to be 45 minutes, and it's 100% of the exam. It is a modified document-based question. And I'm going to show you something real quick, the rubric. And so this is one of the most important things before we start is, okay, how am I going to be graded? And so I want to make sure that you know how to get points, because to be honest, points are what helps you pass. And so a lot of students, they think, oh, well, I'm just going to bring in all this knowledge. I'm going to do all these things. And really, the AP as a grader, they give you a rubric and you read the student's paper and you just check, did the student do this? Did the student do this? And it's a points game. And so you want to make sure not only that you're answering the prompt and showing your knowledge of history, but that you're knowing how to get points. And so let's look at this real quick. For having a thesis, you get 1 point. A thesis is a claim. So basically, when you write your paper, it's a claim that you are going to argue. It really helps when you focus it on political, economic, or social issues, depending on the prompt. But a claim would be making sure you're getting to that. Contextualization. Yeah, Vanessa, I recommend, this is what I predict. A score of 6 is going to be a passing score this year on the exam. And so really, let's look at how you can get those points and pass this exam with a 3 or 4 or 5. I think a 6 would be a passing, 7 to 8 will equal a 4, and then 9 and above will be a 5. And so the difference is going to be just a couple points there. But Vanessa, you're right, because there's not a lot of time. So you want to make sure you get your points. Contextualization is basically if the prompt is asking you about, let's say, taxes, let's say American Revolution, and it's asking you for a context of this, you would have to talk about the taxes that were coming before. You would want to talk about the issues that were happening, like the Boston Massacre, the Boston Tea Party, the Committees of Correspondence, the Declaration of Independence. All these things provide context for the American Revolution. If you find yourself talking about exploration, then you're outside of the context. So Lauren has a question. For some other AP tests, College Board is adding stuff that we aren't expected to finish in a given time. Is that for the APUSH test? No. I believe the College Board, they've released 2 questions, and both questions I think are reasonable for students to finish in 45 minutes. Some AP teachers, they haven't been very happy with the questions. I can understand that, but they did cut down on the number of documents and the length of the documents, and that's what I did see. So I think they're aiming that you're going to finish. Are there any notes or cheat sheets with info we could use? Yes, and I'm going to provide you guys with the sheet at the end. So if you stay with me until the end of this stream, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not that guy. I'm going to give it to you right now. And I'm going to give you this that I made for my students. Remember, though, that the AP only covers period 3 through 7. And so I want to give you guys this. It's an AP study guide with a bunch of terms. There you go. There you go, guys. No problem. Oh, Sam, you guys are awesome. So, guys, look right there, that study guide. I made that for my students, and it has all the terms that you should be able to come up with and study for the AP exam. This is not from Fiveable. I made this myself, but I'm a Fiveable streamer. So, guys, please feel free. The cool thing is because you are on the live stream, you have access to this. So, please, guys, you see this this button right at the bottom. Go ahead and open that up. No problem, guys. Jasmine, no problem. Emily, you guys, the fact that you guys are here on the stream says a lot about you guys. So, Amanda, no problem. So, go ahead and open that up, and that's for you guys, all right? And remember, though, this exam is like nothing you've ever seen. So focus on periods 3 through 7, okay? Don't go back. Don't go past that, and don't go before that. It's only going to be periods 3 to 7. Yes, it's a DBQ. So there's going to be 5 documents. And so you get a point for the claim, the context, using the evidence. Look, if you use 2 documents, you get 1 point. If you use 4 documents, you get 2 points. So if you have a thesis, you contextualize well, and you use 4 documents, you're already up to 4 points. As long as you provide analysis and reasoning, that you're arguing to claim your thesis, you're constantly going back to it, you're providing point of view, that easily will put you within a range of 6 points, and which means you are going to pass the AP exam. And I predict that if you're on here, I think you're going to pass this. Allison, so that's a great question. The counter argument, I would say the counter argument, don't spend too much time on it, but it does show complex reasoning. And complex reasoning is if you're aiming for this one point right here. They call it the unicorn point because it's really hard to get, actually. And it's for really students that get a 5. And so I would focus on, if I were you, I would focus on making sure I use 4 documents, that I have a thesis, I have context, and that I'm arguing back to my thesis and showing the point of view. Just with that, you will get a 6. So let's see. So yes. So Emily, it's not. The only way to get a 10 is to have a complex reasoning. And to be honest, I think a 9 will get a 5 as well. Yeah, so I wouldn't spend, I had students that would spend a lot of time trying to come up with the counter argument, and then they wouldn't finish. And so it's not worth it. The most important thing is finish your essay. I had a student today send me an essay that he wrote in 45 minutes, and it was awesome, but he didn't finish. And so I think finishing the essay is really important. Now, it completes the cycle of your thoughts. Focus on your first paragraph. Make sure you have a thesis. Make sure you're contextualizing. Focus on using the documents to describe, support, or explain. And hey, TJS, all right. So TJS, I think, to be honest, I'm going to be completely honest, I would aim for a 4-paragraph essay here. You're going to have your introduction, probably break it up into either social, economic, or political, depending on the prompt or what you're gonna address, and then a conclusion. I think a 4-paragraph essay, including these things, is going to get you a passing score. Hey, TJS, TJS, you're awesome, man. You've been on 5-0 all day. You know what? Send me an email after this, because I know you've been on a bunch of my streams, and I want to get you some 5-0 swag. I'm going to talk to them about getting you some swag. So send me an email. Oh, you too? All right. Hey, send me an email. If you've been on 5-0 all day with the Olympics, TJS, are you on the 5-0 Olympics? Oh, man, awesome. Okay. Oh, we got a lot of people here then. All right. Well, send me an email, guys, and and I'm going to be helping you out. All right. So we're going to play a little game. So what I want you to do is I want you to take out like a little sheet of paper, okay? Take out a little sheet of paper, and we're going to do something called concept attainment. Oh, Alp, let me look at the question real quick. Yes, absolutely. So Alp's question is, can you make a 1-sentence connection back to your thesis at the end of each paragraph? Yes, that's actually highly recommended, okay? So I would make sure you do that with purpose. That does make a big difference, and it forces you to come back to your thesis. Yes. Oh, a counter argument. Okay, sorry. Alp, I would say, if you feel like you need to, then do it. I don't think it's necessarily going to add points to it, though. I thought it was connection. Sorry. So yeah, don't spend too much time, and it would sound a little bit contrived if you do a counter argument at the end, because it's like, where did this come from? So unless you can explain the counter argument, I wouldn't necessarily just pop it in there. Okay. So guys, we are going to play a game here, and the game is called induction or concept attainment. So normally when you're doing the scientific method, you come up with a theory, a hypothesis, you observe it, and you confirm it. But here we're going to I'm going to show you the observation, everything that there is. You're going to see if there's a pattern and come up with a hypothesis. And we're going to practice though, okay? I'm not just going to throw this at you. So let's say I have this right here. I have 4 legs. So 4 legs, yes. Is warm-blooded? Yes. Can fly? No. It has a trunk or a tusk? Yes. Has feathers? No. Appears at a circus? Yes. What is this? What animal would this be? All right, awesome. And this is what we call inductive reasoning. So you guys are right. This is an elephant. And obviously, one of the things is if everything holds true, then you know that that it's an elephant, right? If it's all of a sudden has 4 legs, is warm-blooded, and can fly. One of my students last year put, it's a hippopotamus. And I said, well, that's a good guess. But why wouldn't it be a hippopotamus, though? What evidence or exactly? Yeah, a hippopotamus has a tusk, I think. Yeah, they have the tusk. But I've never seen a hippopotamus at a circus. And so I think that is a way that eliminates it. So we're going to play concept attainment with periods 3 to 7. And that's what we're going to do right now. And so here's what I want you guys to do, though, because I want everybody to have time to think and process, because I don't want to turn this into a race of who's going to answer first. I'm going to give you time to think and process. And so I'll disable the chat, and then we'll come back. So here goes. This one, as you guys know, is period 3 is the very first period. Let me ask you a question. Why does period 3 begin in 1754? All right, Segve, exactly. It's the French and Indian War. It's the start of the 7 Years' War, correct? And so you know period 3, the very first event they're going to ask you, or as far back as they're going to ask you, is the French and Indian War. Why does period 3 end in 1800? What happens in 1800? Ah, Segve, you got it. The revolution of 1800. Man, you guys are killing it. You guys are going to get this. All right. So we're going to do a little concept attainment. I'm going to disable the chat, and then I want you to write down your answer on a piece of paper. Practice this. This is a way for you to really practice understanding the concepts of period 3, or at least one concept, because we're going to do one concept for each period. Patrick, that is a great question. Guys, I want you to focus in on Patrick's question. He says, can you contextualize for periods 1 and 2? I would say try to avoid it. Contextualize for the period that you're in. That's why it's important to remember those dates. If you go outside the period, it doesn't necessarily get you points. And I've seen students go way outside the period and they have all this great information, but it doesn't really help them. So as soon as you see like 1785 or 1776, you know you're in period 3. Yes, you can use outside information. I wouldn't use an outside source, especially because it's a 5-document DBQ. Okay, Alp, I see what you guys are saying. All right, guys, so we're gonna practice this, and then I'll take more questions, I promise. I love that you guys are asking these questions and participating. I'm gonna, so here goes. I'm gonna disable the chat. You should have a piece of paper that you're gonna practice on. And then I'll put the chat on. So here's the concept. Taxation, yes. Columbus, no. Mercantilism, yes. Boston Massacre, yes. Boston Tea Party, yes. Treaty of Paris, no. And then the rejection of the Olive Branch petition is blank. So it could be either yes or no, but it would have to fit with your hypothesis. So what do you think this is talking about? What? So taxation, yes. Columbus, no. Mercantilism, yes. Boston Massacre, yes. Boston Tea Party, yes. Treaty of Paris, no. So go ahead and all right. You got to even see a little dance there. Unfortunately, you probably are like, oh my God. All right. So what do you guys think this is about? What concept is this here? The colonies, okay. Pre-revolution. Oh, Arthi. Look at what Arthi said. Causes of the American Revolution. That's exactly right. So let's look at this. Was taxation a cause? Yes. Was Columbus a cause? No. Mercantilism? Yes. Boston Massacre? Yes. Boston Tea Party? Yes. Treaty of Paris was not a cause. And the rejection of the Olive Branch Petition, was it a cause? Yes. All right. So you guys got it. So do you guys understand? All right. Perfect. I'm glad it makes sense, guys. So let's try another one. Okay. So we're going to look at another one in period 3. So give this one a chance. So oath of office, yes. Alien and Sedition Acts, no. Louisiana Purchase, no. Created a cabinet, yes. 2 terms, yes. American neutrality, yes. And disdain for titles of nobility. All right. That's what I'm going to do between each one. We'll dance. Hopefully I won't start losing people on the stream. All right. So what do you guys think this is about? What concept is this? Washington? Can you be more specific? So it is the Washington Presidency. Washington administration, the farewell address. Oh, TJS, you got it. All right. These are all precedents set by George Washington. Okay, so you guys have the farewell address. That was also a precedent set by George Washington. Yeah, TJS. Oh, let me play this real quick. You got it, TJS. All right, you got 1 point. So I see why you guys put the farewell address. I could have put the farewell address, and that would have been another precedent set. A precedent is an example, and these were all examples set by George Washington. He took the oath of office. He didn't do the Alien and Sedition Acts, the Louisiana Purchase. He created a cabinet. He had 2 terms, American neutrality. Remember, he issued American neutrality in his farewell address. And he had a disdain for titles. Remember, they wanted to call him Your Majesty, Your Highness, and he said, just call me Mr. President. And that's what we call every president after that. All right, so we're going to try another one. So those were period 3. Period 3, remember, is 1754 to 1800. Now let's look at a concept from period 4, 1800 to 1848. You guys ready? Can you give me a thumbs up if you guys are ready? I feel like I'm talking to myself. All right, awesome. So remember, this is period 4. What happened in 1848? So we know 1800 was the revolution. The revolution of 1800. Well, why does it end in 1848? What happens there? Patrick, I like your logo. The Mexican-American War. All right, guys. End of the Mexican-American War. Excellent. Very good. Seneca Falls. Did it happen in 1848? Let me check. You guys might be messing with me. Yes, it did happen. You're right. No, you're right. You guys are right. It did 1848. But it would make sense that the 1800 would finish with the Mexican-American War. So that would be, let me double check though, because now you guys got me doubting everything. Yes, 1848. That's correct. All right. So let's do another concept. I'm going to disable the chat again. This is period 4 concept. Let's try this one. So Louisiana Purchase, no. American neutrality, no. XYZ affair, yes. Alien and Sedition Act, yes. 1 term, yes. War of 1812, no. And lost the election of 1800. So let's see what you guys put here. All right. right, so let's see. And guys, the reason concept attainment is good is because look, you're really not just reviewing one concept. It kind of forces you to remember 8 or 9 concepts in that different era. So let's do, what do you guys think? What is this one? What concept is this? Any guesses? Did everybody leave the chat? No guesses? Okay, so let me give it to you. Events in John Adams' presidency. So let's look at this. Did the Louisiana Purchase happen in John Adams' presidency? No, it didn't. American neutrality? No, it did not happen. That we saw that was issued in George Washington's presidency. XYZ affair? Yes, that happened. Remember, it had to do with the impressment of sailors. Alien and Sedition Act? Yes. Was he a one-term president? Yes. Did he lose the election of 1800? Yes. All right. Guys, can you hear me? Or did I lose everybody in the chat? Can you guys give me a thumbs up? I didn't have any guesses on that one, so I'm a little confused if maybe I lost everybody. Maybe I did lose everybody, huh? All right. Let me see if I can enable the chat. Can you guys try to write something in the chat? All right, so I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna refresh and I'll be back. Hey, everybody. Can you guys hear me? I'm back. All right. Yeah. Woo. Let me play a little song here. I was so sad, guys. I thought like things were going so great. And here we go. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. So, man, that says so much about you guys. Thank you. So, were you guys able to answer this one? Yeah, guys. Thank you. Fiveable right now is actually emailing me, and it looks like they're back. So let me just make sure. All right, you guys got it. Jace, you got it. This was John Adams' presidency. Jace, you got it because it's posted on there. Actually, no, I think you got it. So hold on, guys, because Fiveable was checking. So I just wanted to let them know that the stream's back up and that we're good again. Okay. So let's keep going, guys. And I apologize for that. I have nothing to do with how Fiveable or how Crowdcast works. And so I was just at the mercy of it, just kind of like logged off. So let's continue, guys. Let's try one more from period 5. And why does period 5 go up until 1877? Correct. It's the end of Reconstruction. Perla, good job. Ayana, good job. Awesome. So let's try one between 1844 and 1877. And let's try this concept real quick. I'm going to give you guys a second to see if you can do this one. Oh, this is a tough one. Texting Fiveable, letting them know that all right. So let's see how you guys did in this one. So I'm going to enable the chat. What is this one? Oh, Vanessa, you killed it. This is John Brown. You guys killed it. So let's look at this. John Brown, was he an abolitionist? Yes. Did he have anything to do with the Underground Railroad? No. Powhatan Massacre? Yes. This is where they went, him and his sons, they went and they killed a couple of people there. Harper's Ferry, Freeport Doctrine, no. Gettysburg, no. Hung for high treason, yes. Remember, he was killed. And he was an abolitionist, even though he was a very violent, just like T just said, a very violent abolitionist. All right, so let's bring this one now. We're period 6, 1865 to 1898, and what happens? That's the end of the Civil War. What is 1898? Yeah, Peter, Perla, you guys got it. All right, so we're gonna do one now for period 6. Let's see how you guys do in this one. And then I'll open the chat back up. Remember, the more specific you are, the better. Your thesis for this. Or hypothesis, sorry. All right, let's see this one. What do you guys think? Effects of Reconstruction, okay. Means of abolishing slavery, okay, kind of. Reconstruction, This was all legislation passed during Reconstruction to help African Americans. So this actually happened under Andrew Johnson, and Ulysses S. Grant. And one more president I'm missing there after Ulysses. I'll check in a second. So these were all laws passed during Reconstructions to help. So let's look at this. Did the Freedmen's Bureau help? Yes. Did the 14th Amendment help? Yes. The 15th Amendment? Yes. And the scallywags, that had nothing to do with it. So this is, oh, hey, Perla, you got it. All right. Good job, man. You guys are killing it. All right. So let's try this one. We got a little bit more time, so I want to try this one. Then I want to take some questions. What is this one here? Let's go. Period 7, 1890 to 1945. 1945 is the end of World War II. And 1890 is about the start of the Gilded Age, more or less. All right, so what do you think this one is? Closing of the frontier. Yes, you're right. All right. Yes, guys. So this isn't Manifest Destiny. Call for expansion. Let's look at this one. These were motives for American imperialism. So not colonization, imperialism. And so let's look. Why did America go to other areas? Because of the desire for military strength, yes. A thirst for new markets, yes. And a belief in cultural superiority, yes. These were the three motives for imperialism. So if there's a question about imperialism, this is the answer. Like, these were the motives. The U.S. wanted to have strong military. They wanted new markets, and they believed that America should spread its culture. It's something we talked about last week. Silas, that's a great question. So what's the difference between imperialism and colonization? So imperialism is like the big umbrella, and colonization is a part of imperialism. So a lot of times when an imperialist will go to a country and colonize it, I know that doesn't make sense, but they can spread their ideas and they go and kind of take over. Okay? So what was the square deal again? That is a great question. The square deal was issued. Silas, did I answer your question? So colonization is a part of imperialism. Imperialism is like the bigger idea of wanting to spread your culture, get new markets, and strengthen your military. So the square deal was a plan by Teddy Roosevelt to essentially make things equal. If you remember the Gilded Age, so let me show you guys something real quick. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this real quick. So the square deal was essentially a way for Teddy Roosevelt. If you think about a square is equal on all sides, and it was a way to really even the score. At that time, before that, businesses really had control over the people, and they were controlling it. So he wanted to make a square deal. So he wanted to be on one side, fair for business, fair for the environment, fair for consumers, and competition. All right. I don't know if I'm keeping score. I don't know. All right. So guys, really, this is a mission accomplished. I want you, and I'm going to take some questions. We have some time. Anything you guys want to talk about? Does anybody want to come on the stream and help me out answering some questions? Because guys, I'm an AP teacher. I've been teaching AP, but you guys are awesome. And I know that you guys have it. Anybody want to come on the stream? Be 500 famous. Come on, guys. All right, Perla, I'm going to bring you on. So you're going to get, Alp right now. So I'm going to bring Perla on here. Anybody else want to come on here? So Perla, you got a message there, and you should be coming on. Anybody else want to come on here and join the stream? Come on, guys. Let's answer some questions. We got a lot of questions. All right, Emily, can I bring you on the stream, Emily? Hey, Perla, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Perla, where are you joining us from?
I'm from California.
Awesome. And how's it been going?
It's been good.
Awesome. And so, Perla, tell me about how many classes or AP exams are you going to take?
I'm taking 5.
So what are you doing to prepare? How are you preparing?
5-able, honestly, in like classes and stuff, and just practice trying. Yeah.
And how's your anxiety? I know it can. All right, Emily, I sent you an invitation as well. Oh no, Emily rejected it. So Emily, I'm going to send it to you. So if you want to join us, so let's see if we have some questions. So tell me, what's the first test you're going to take? Do you already have like an order? Are you keeping track of everything?
Yeah, the first test is calculus. I have like a whole like just planned out.
Wow, Perla, you're gonna do awesome. You're gonna kill it. Trust me. But are you getting plenty of sleep?
No.
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 All right. All right. Remember, sleep is important. So, all right. Hey, we got another person that would like to join. So, guys, do we have any streams? We got Perla here. Perla's taking 5 classes, 5 AP exams next week, and she's been on 5-able. She's ready. Let's practice, guys. Let's have some questions. Anybody have any questions that they want to ask? So we had a question. Let's go back to this. Let me look at the questions real quick. And Perla, don't feel if you like, we're answering these together. So we're in this together, all right? So let me see. We have a question here. Oh, so Perla, the question is, we have Ayana. Hey, how do you pronounce your name? Oh, I think your mic is muted. Oh no, I can't hear you. Try to work it out. We'll wait for you. Ion, right? Aeon. So, oh no, we can't hear you. All right. So American imperialism. So let's go over that a little bit. TJS, you should come on here too. You've been on 5-able all the time, so I should bring you on the stream as well. So American imperialism. What do you guys know about that era?
One thing I do know for sure is that it was TR was a big part of it, at least. Yes,
he was a big part of it. He was a big proponent of expansion. They were called Ion. So I'll bring you back, Ion. I'm going to try to see if I can fix your mic. All right. All right. Let me see if I can bring. So TR was a big part of it, and so American imperialism. Remember, the whole world up to this point, the idea was that you wanted to spread your culture, you wanted to get as much territory as you could. Europe was already experiencing imperialism, and the United States didn't want to get left behind, and so they started looking for territories. Some of these territories were Hawaii, Alaska, and we also know that they fought the Spanish-American War in 1898. And Perla, not to put you on the spot because you're awesome, all right? But do you know what territories we gained after the Spanish-American War?
Yeah, I know that they got the Philippines. They were like a little reluctant to actually like annex. They also got like Guam, and I think they got Cuba, right? Because
yeah, all right, awesome. Those are the 3 territories that you have to understand that they got as a result. And so this was an example of American imperialism. And so Cuba, Guam, and the Philippines. Oh, Perla, you got fans. I don't even have fans like that. So, all right. So let me see if I can bring in another person on there. Any other questions, guys? Come on. So would you be able to explain populism?
Me?
That's a tough one, eh?
Uh,
What do you think, Perla? You want
like the populism movement? Oh, my hair sucks.
Sorry, let me populism. Oh, sorry. All right, let me.
Didn't like their party emerge in like 1892?
So the Populist Party, yeah. I mean, basically, it was a platform, and it was led by a man named William.
It was William Lloyd Garrison, and then wait.
William Jennings.
Jennings Bryan.
William Jennings Bryan, correct. And it was basically a party that tried to bring together all these other parties. And one of the things that they wanted to fight for, or they wanted, was bimetallism. And they wanted to fight for farmers' rights. Remember, at that time, they wanted to take on farmers' issues. The idea was that the country was split between large corporations and large businesses and just your regular farmers. And so the Populist Party looked to involve all these people. And so if you're not sure what the populist platform was, you will want to try to look that up, just so you can remember and review. So just remember William Jennings Bryan, they didn't win, but they ran a platform of inclusion. So Perla, you got a question here. What APs are you taking this year?
I'm taking.
Hey, how are you, Emily?
Good.
All right, thank you for joining us. Where are you joining us from tonight?
I am joining you from Kansas City.
All right, awesome. And Emily, how many APs are you taking?
This year I am taking 5 APs.
Let's go.
So you and Perla, all right, man. Let me play. For those of you guys taking 5, I need to do something real quick. You guys are the real MVPs. And so, Emily, are you also taking calculus next week?
Yes, I am.
Oh man, so maybe you and Perla need to connect and set up a study group, a virtual study group. So how are you feeling about the AP US History exam?
I'm pretty confident. I've been practicing my DBQs and these streams have helped a lot.
All right. And one of the things that I think is going to be really important for you guys is the time, because that time constraint, even though you might know so much about AP history, it's really, can you write an essay in 45 minutes? That's basically it. You got some fans on here. So guys, do we have any questions for Emily and Perla? We have these 2 awesome AP students taking 5 APs next week. They're the real MVPs. So what's the Whigs and the Federalists? All right, so let's go over the Whigs. And the main part you have to know about the Whigs is that they rose up to oppose. Who were they opposing? You guys know?
I know that the Federalists were opposing the Anti-Federalists, and they were more towards the beginning of the Constitution and those early years of American history, in which the debate was more small government versus big government and how the precedents should be set. And then the Whigs were later on, and they came to oppose Andrew Jackson and Jacksonian democracy.
Exactly. All right. And both parties, they lived for a short. No, Perla, don't fear. Hey, you're awesome. All right. Hey, Perla, what happened to your hand? How did you break your hand before we jumped in there?
I played tennis, so I just overused it, so stretched ligaments.
Oh, so how long you have to have a cast for?
Actually, the last day of AP exams when I get it off, unfortunately.
Whoa, all right. You got something. And so how are you going to write for the AP?
With pain.
With pain. All right. All right. All right. In a sec, I want to bring TJS in here. TJS has been in a couple streams, so I'm going to bring him in here. So Perla, in order to I have to kick somebody out. Perla, thank you so much for joining us. Stick around because we're going to have a couple more questions. And Perla, good luck on your APs next week. You're going to kill it, all right? Thank you for joining me tonight, and good luck on the 5 APs, all right?
Thank you.
All right. So Emily, stick around. Bye, Perla. So Emily just answered a question about the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. And just like Emily said, the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists are basically when the ratification of the Constitution was going on, you had some people that were against a strong central government. They were the Anti-Federalists, and the Federalists, which were in support of it. Emily, do you know any like a famous Federalist? They just made a whole
famous Federalists. Oh, Hamilton, definitely Hamilton. James Madison, John Jay. Those were the founding Federalists, and they actually wrote the Federalist Papers.
John Jay and Hamilton. And now this is a little bit of a tough one. Do you know any Anti-Federalists?
Thomas Jefferson. He was an Anti-Federalist. Big one.
Miss Jefferson, yes. Hey, TJ. Oh, yes.
I'm a girl.
How are you?
I'm good. Everyone thought I was a boy. I was like, oh, let me surprise them.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I finally get to meet you. So how's it been going?
It's been going all right. I've been a little stressed, but.
Hey, Emily. Sorry, Emily, real quick.
You have a question for me?
Emily,
I didn't lie. Y'all thought I was a man.
Fiveable Olympics?
I am in the Fiveable Olympics. I am second on the APUSH leaderboard, I think.
All right. Awesome, Emily.
Wow.
Awesome. Emily, you got fans in the chat. Hey, stick around for a sec. I want to ask real quick. So just tell me, where are you joining us from?
I live in Antioch, Tennessee.
Awesome. And how's it been going?
It's been going all right. I'm just at home.
And how are you feeling? Like, are you feeling prepared?
I'm feeling all right. It's just the timing. It'll take a little longer than 45 minutes.
And let me ask you, how are you feeling with your stress? I know, like you said, you were on Fiveable all day, and you know you can feel a lot of stress.
I have like 5 or 6 streams a day, so it's a little
wow,
much.
I gotta get you a prize for sure. I gotta get you something. So tell me, how many APs are you gonna be taking next week?
I'm taking 4. The first one starts on Monday.
Man, Emily's taking 5, Perla's taking 5, TJS is taking 4. You guys are incredible. So, but we don't have any questions. Everybody's just happy to see you guys on screen. Like all the questions out there is like, oh my God, there's Emily and there's.
I feel so famous.
Dude, they're so happy to have you on here. So let's see, guys. Any questions? Emily, you got fans.
And you guys can ask questions about like how we're studying for them too, and like what resources we use. Because I know for me, like when I first started, I was a bit nervous, but I would highly recommend Khan Academy for concept review. They give you stimulus questions, and I use that all the time. It helps me a lot, so that's what I would recommend.
Yeah, so what I've been doing is Khan Academy, after each unit, at the end they have a CCOT or a change. So like, sorry, my mom came in or something. They have a continuity or change every video. Like, so I've been taking notes. That's very helpful.
All right, so let me ask you, like, how do you guys take notes? Do you guys have flashcards? Like, what do you guys use?
Yeah, notes and Quizlet. Quizlet has been helping me out a lot.
All right.
Yeah, I take notes in Quizlet. I watch these streams. I do the trivia games. And something that's helped for me is I have a prep book. If you guys can do that for your library, that's what I did. There's tons of YouTube videos out there too. And then on AP Classroom, we all should have access to that. They have practice DBQs so you can self-grade. So I've been using those to practice writing DBQs as well.
Yeah, and guys, I want to make myself available. I used to be an AP grader. If you just want to practice and get some feedback, I can score it with the current rubric. Okay, I have a rubric. That's a 10-point rubric. So if you want to practice, I would love it. And it's free, guys. I'm not going to do this for money. I want to just give you feedback. So just time yourself and send it to me. And I promise you guys, I'll do it the same day to give you feedback on that. Okay. So if you want, I had Patty did it last weekend. Send me a DBQ, guys, and I'll grade it for you using the rubric. And remember, it could always fluctuate, but I'll give you some feedback using that rubric. All right. So let's see. So you guys are using Quizlet, Khan Academy. Anything else?
Me and a couple of students, we have a Discord channel, so we do like live reviews, Quizlet reviews, question and answer. So if y'all want that, check it out. I think Alp will leave the description over there in the chat box. So
Alp put the. So what is it? What is a Discord channel?
So we do Quizlet reviews together. So a Discord is like a messaging like system kind of, but you can also like, it's kind of like Crowdcast, similar. Yeah.
Awesome. And you guys go to school together, or this is just you guys met online?
No, we met through Fiveable, through the APUSH.
Awesome. And Alp just dropped it, so there it is.
Mr. Collier, you remember the first video I was in where there was like a lot of students?
Yeah.
We made an Instagram group chat afterwards, and it was hilarious.
Oh, really? I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember I left the chat and I came to get down the video, and the conversation had kept going for like 30 minutes. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, we made an Instagram. I was like, oh, you must be proud of us. Made a whole group chat.
I am proud of you guys. You guys are awesome.
So I think that Megan has a question. She says, what do you recommend for organizing notes on the test? It depends on the way you take notes. So if you take online notes like I do in Google Docs, I would have a section for each period. So have a period 3 notes, period 4, period 5 on your computer set up already. And if you do it on paper, you can use folders to put period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You put all of your notes from a period into that period folder. That's one way to do it as well. And then I would also recommend printing out the study guide that he's linked below as sort of an outside info reference and keeping that in a folder as well. That's how I would organize.
Awesome. And guys, if you have any questions, I have a bunch of resources. So you can send me an email. I know there was a question about the Andrew Jackson and the election of 1824 and 28. So do you guys want to take a shot at that one? How Andrew? Why was a big deal that Andrew Jackson ran for president twice?
Well, that was kind of the first time that not an elite president got elected. He was more of a common man, and he ran through that policy, I guess. But once he got into office, he was a little corrupt. You know how he got the whole spoilage system? He was doing like started it. So there goes the common man and everything. That's what I thought. That was ironic.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So Jackson was the first president not to have any kind of connection to the founding fathers, and that was a big deal because everybody thought it's like, oh, it's just here comes John Quincy Adams, the son of John Adams, and they thought it was going to be kind of like a monarchy, and he got or this dynasty, and he got elected there on his own. One thing that's unique about him is, do you know why? A big difference between the election of 1824 and 1828.
Oh yes, the 1824, that was the corrupt bargain election. So they didn't know they didn't know which person won. So they made like a bargain. They're saying that's like
also in 1828. It was some states had transitioned into a voter choice method of voting for presidents, while in 1824, all of the state legislators chose the presidential electors for them.
Yeah,
exactly. And there was the expansion of voting rights, and now white people or white men could vote in the election. They didn't need to own land, and so this expanded the voter base for Andrew Jackson, and he won a lot of those votes. And so with the expansion of voting rights, Andrew Jackson was able to win the election of 1828. And that's a big detail, guys, that you need to know, was that voting rights were extended to non-land-owning whites, men.
Yeah. Fun fact, today I just found out that before the progressive era, that when people voted, there was actually someone like right there looking at you while you voted, and they're just intimidating you. I didn't know that. By the way, the last video where we did the A through Z for the period 7, that was really
cool.
I would strongly recommend it.
All right. Yes, thank you so much. So we have another question. When was universal white male suffrage? I would say universal white male suffrage, right? Probably in 1828, right around there.
Yeah.
Because they already had, by the 14th Amendment, I would say they already had the voting rights.
However, you also have to think about they had literacy tests for white immigrant males that came into the country later on. So universal white male suffrage wasn't really universal, really. It was for white native-born males.
All right. That is a great distinction. You're right, because there started to be a huge distinction as immigrants came to America and they were facing discrimination. Wow, Emily, you're killing it. All right, guys, we're going to take, how about 2 more questions, and then we're going to call it a night. Man, I feel so privileged to be with such great students that you guys are joining me today. And you guys are here with me answering questions, and that I got to meet you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. I can't tell you. You guys aren't my students, but you guys are part of this, and I'm proud of you guys. All right, so we have one more question. Is there a reading time included in the 45 minutes?
No, it is just the 45 minutes. That's your whole time. You have 45 minutes to read and write the essay, and then you have that 5 minutes to submit the essay.
Correct. And 5 minutes to upload. And a lot of people, if you can only log in 1 per house, because basically they're using IP codes or your IP address, because they're afraid that students are going to congregate and take the test all at the same time in the same place. And so you have to be in your own house with 1 IP address. You can't have multiple people signed on.
Yeah, quick note, turn off all Grammarly before the test because you can't see the test if you have Grammarly on. And also, if you're using Google Docs to type up your DBQ, make sure that you have offline I don't know what it's called, offline compatibility, I don't know what it's called, or that thing on, and it saves your answers even though your internet cuts off or something like that. But you don't have to do that for work.
So Alp is asking students to do social distancing during the exam.
Yeah, offline compatibility, yeah. Alp knows what I'm talking about.
So the last question we're going to answer here is about the Compromise of 1877.
Compromise?
Emily, do you guys want to take, that was the last year of Reconstruction. Do you guys want to take a shot at that?
Yeah. Sure. So the Compromise of 1807 was not a formal written out compromise. It was more of an unwritten deal arranged among Congress people. And it changed the outcome. Well, it kind of fixed the outcome of the presidential election of that year. And it also resulted in the end of Reconstruction. So all of the northern troops that were in the South working on Reconstruction projects went back to the North, and it ended the Reconstruction era. You can also think of it as the end of that period in APUSH because it's the end of Reconstruction.
Yeah, the most important thing to note from that was that all the protection for African Americans in the South is gone. The soldiers were the only thing that was holding them back from, KKK happened after Reconstruction ended, and all the rights that they gained during Reconstruction, voting and everything, basically everything during Reconstruction got repealed after the Compromise of 1777. Not 1777, 1877.
1877. You got it. And that's a good place to end. That's the end of period 5. Emily and TJS, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
This is my last stream for the AP season. But I'm working on 5 of them. I'm going to be here. If you guys want to send me anything, I'm going to be on. And guys, I'm here for you guys, okay? I want to connect. If you feel I had a student oh, I'm so sorry I'm sending you this grade. I was like, no, thank you. I want to help you guys. Let's do this, guys. It's about you. All right? So, Emily, TJS, you guys are the real.
Wait. Happy Teachers Appreciation Week.
Yeah. Bye, Emily. Bye, TJS.
Bye.
And guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. This is the longest stream I've ever done. And bye, everybody. Have a great day.